In this video, we'll uncover 11 powerful strategies that wise individuals use to handle toxic people. But first, picture this. It's a bright, sunny morning. You open the window to embrace the new day and head to the kitchen to make your favorite cup of coffee. Suddenly the phone rings. It's someone you know. As you share your recent experiences instead of encouragement, you're met with criticism. Their words hit like an unexpected disruption, unsettling your peaceful moment. These types of experiences can easily ruin our day. Dealing with toxic people is a challenge, but how we react can completely change the dynamic of our lives. Have you ever noticed how a single negative comment can dominate our thoughts more than dozens or hundreds of compliments? It's like a stain on a white shirt, hard to ignore. The key is recognizing that stain and deciding it won't ruin the rest of your day. Buddha taught that holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intention of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. The key lies in self-reflection and understanding that these negative interactions reflect the other person's problems, not yours. Before diving into the main part of the video, ask yourself this: how often do I let other people's negativity define my day or my worth? Leave your answer in the comments. Now let's begin with the 11 powerful methods wise people use to deal with toxic individuals. Number 1, detecting false friendliness. Imagine you're at a gathering with friends, and one of them, seemingly friendly, starts praising your accomplishments. However, their words seem hollow, their smile doesn't reach their eyes, and the compliments feel forced. Something doesn't feel right, like you're in a theatre where everything is just an act. False friendliness is a trap that can quickly escalate into conflict if you're not careful. As Buddha said, sometimes silence is the best response. Understanding the concept of false friendliness can be your shield against toxic individuals. The key is recognizing when someone pretends to be on your side, but actually has hidden intentions. When someone speaks with a smile but their eyes remain cold, or their gestures don't match their words, it's a sign something is off. Studies show that body language can reveal a person's true emotions. Dr. Paul Ekman, a renowned psychologist and expert in micro-expressions, highlights that genuine emotions only appear on the face for a fraction of a second before being replaced by a controlled expression. Therefore, if you notice someone smiling only with their mouth and not with their eyes, you might be dealing with false friendliness. Interpersonal psychology teaches us that people who try to manipulate us often use false friendliness to gain an advantage. As Dale Carnegie pointed out in his book How to Win Friends and Influence People, flattery is often used as a tool of manipulation. When you recognize this behavior, the best approach is to stay neutral and avoid getting emotionally involved. False friendliness is a form of social manipulation that can lead to a loss of trust and security in relationships. If you don't react to it, you risk being drawn into a manipulative game. As the great spiritual teacher Eckhart Tolle said, relationships aren't about being with someone perfect, but with someone authentic. False intentions can damage your mental health, causing stress and uncertainty. Studies on the impact of toxic relationships on mental health, conducted by a doctor from the University of Maryland, have shown that prolonged stress from manipulative relationships can lead to depression and anxiety. Therefore, detecting false friendliness requires attention and observation. Pay close attention to the consistency between words and gestures, tone of voice and facial expression. If something feels inauthentic, trust your intuition. Recognizing this kind of manipulation allows you to make conscious decisions about who you allow into your life. As the contemporary spiritual teacher Sadhguru says, your life is your space. Guard it as something sacred. Number 2, avoid unnecessary arguments. Imagine you're at a family dinner and suddenly a family member starts attacking your life choices, criticizing your decisions, and provoking you into an argument. You feel frustration rising within you, like a kettle about to whistle. Pick your battles wisely. is advice as old as time, but it's never been more relevant than in today's world, where every interaction can feel like a minefield. When dealing with toxic individuals, it's like navigating through turbulent seas. You never know when the next wave will hit. The key is not to fight every wave you encounter, but to skillfully navigate through them and decide which ones are worth facing. The Dalai Lama once said, "Sometimes silence is the most powerful answer." When toxic people direct their negativity toward you, they often seek a reaction, any sign that their words have affected you. By choosing not to engage, you're not ignoring the issue, but rather choosing not to let toxic individuals control you. Your energy is valuable. Use it in battles that truly matter. Be cautious of the trap of trying to change toxic behavior through arguments or by attempting to convince them. It's like adding fuel to the fire. It only makes the flames grow. Instead, ask reflective questions that invite them to see the situation from a different perspective. It's about shifting from confrontation to conversation. Dr. Susan Krauss Whitbourne, from the University of Massachusetts, emphasizes the importance of setting healthy boundaries and staying calm in the face of provocations. This approach won't always work, and that's okay. The goal isn't to win every battle, but to maintain your peace and dignity on the battlefield. Empathy is your shield, and patience is your sword. Understanding what the other person is thinking doesn't mean you agree with them or condone their behavior. It means you're strong and smart enough to see the situation from a broader perspective. Remember, every person fights their own battles. By practicing patience, you give yourself time to respond rather than react. This doesn't make you weak, it makes you wise. I encourage you now to reflect on the situations in which you've encountered difficult people in your life. Do you notice any repeating patterns in others' behavior? Do you often find yourself involved in battles that aren't worth your time? Being wise isn't about being insensitive, but about not letting emotions control you. It's about choosing where to direct your energy, knowing that not every battle deserves your participation. The next time you face a potential argument, take a step back, breathe deeply, and ask yourself, is it really worth sacrificing my peace for this? Number 3, forgiveness and memory. Imagine there's someone at a family celebration who always creates discomfort, constantly criticizing and mentally draining you. In these situations, dealing with toxic individuals requires both forgiveness and memory. The Dalai Lama said that forgiving does not mean forgetting. It means letting go of anger and pain. Forgiveness frees you from resentment, allowing you to rise above negative emotions, while memory reminds you to avoid those who have hurt you. Instead of feeling frustrated when you see that person, imagine peace and understanding. Look at them with compassion instead of anger, as their words are merely a reflection of their inner self. Forgiveness is like the rudder in a stormy sea, and memory is the map that helps you avoid dangers. Each time you forgive, you grow stronger, and memory helps you avoid repeating the same mistakes. Psychologist Fred Luskin from Stanford University states that forgiveness improves both emotional and physical health, reduces stress, enhances well-being, and gives a sense of control. People who know how to forgive are more satisfied with their lives and have better relationships. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or accepting hurtful behavior. Past experiences are lessons that guide you to safer waters, reminding you what to avoid in the future. Forgiveness, as an act of inner strength, brings personal benefits that help you free yourself from negative energy and regain your inner peace. Memory, on the other hand, protects you from being hurt again. Take a moment to reflect. Who in your life shines like a star, and who should you distance yourself from? Who do you truly feel alive with, and who repeatedly drains your vital energy? Use forgiveness as a rudder and memory as a compass, thus avoiding future mistakes. Number 4, self-awareness. Imagine you come home after a long day of work and receive a message from someone who always has something negative to say. Their words overshadow your positive experiences of the day, like a stain on your favorite shirt. The key to dealing with such situations is self-awareness. Buddha said, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." Psychologist Daniel Goleman adds that self-awareness is the foundation of emotional intelligence and helps in better managing emotions. When you encounter a toxic person, your reaction to them is crucial. Toxic people spread negativity like smoke, but self-awareness acts as your personal filter. Pay attention to your physical and emotional reactions, like a racing heartbeat or clenched fists. These are signs that someone is pressing your sensitive spots. When you notice these signals, always ask yourself, what is really bothering me about this? Often the issue lies in our own insecurities. Consciously recognizing these reactions allows you to maintain the appropriate distance. Studies by John Kabat-Zinn, founder of the Stress Reduction Clinic in the US, show that practicing mindfulness helps in managing difficult emotions. Regular meditation allows for a deeper understanding of oneself, which is crucial when dealing with toxic people. Conscious responses prevent us from getting swept up in the spiral of negativity. Choosing to respond instead of react strengthens our inner power, like building an emotional fortress from a place of strength and balance. It's not about ignoring negativity, but recognizing it without letting it define our actions. This challenge makes us stronger and more resilient to negative influences. Number 5. Setting boundaries. Imagine that every day at work, you have to deal with a colleague who constantly overburdens you with their tasks, ignoring your own responsibilities. Frustration and stress begin to build up inside you, but instead of expressing your feelings, you take on more and more work. The lack of established boundaries leads to burnout and a loss of control over your life. Setting boundaries is an act of self-defense and compassion toward oneself. Establishing boundaries means consciously drawing lines that protect your energy and peace. Toxic people often cross these lines, manipulating, criticizing, and putting pressure on us. It is essential to learn to say no and communicate your needs assertively. It's not easy, but it's necessary to maintain balance and mental health. When someone crosses your boundaries, you need to act firmly but respectfully. Clearly express what concerns you and why. For example, you could say, "I appreciate that you trust me, but I have my own tasks and deadlines to meet. I cannot take on more work at the moment." The key is to speak calmly and decisively, without falling into emotional manipulation. The great spiritual teacher says that setting boundaries means loving yourself enough to say no to those who try to disturb your peace. Scientists also confirm that setting boundaries is key to mental health. Studies published in the Journal of Occupational Health Psychology show that people who consistently set boundaries at work experience less stress and greater life satisfaction. The lack of boundaries leads to chronic stress, burnout, and health problems. Psychologist Henry Cloud, in his book Boundaries: When to Say Yes, How to Say No to Take Control of Your Life, emphasizes that boundaries are essential for healthy functioning and maintaining a balance between work and personal life. If you don't set boundaries, toxic people will continue to take advantage of your kindness and sense of duty, which can lead to increased stress, frustration, and burnout. This can also negatively affect your relationships with others, both at work and in your personal life. Emotional stability involves the ability to handle conflicts in a healthy and balanced way. The next time you find yourself in a difficult situation, remember that you are the architect of your peace. Build that peace with firmness and determination, and toxic people will not be able to disturb your balance. Number 6, emotional stability. Imagine you're at a gathering with friends and one of them always criticizes others. This time they focus their attention on you, pointing out your mistakes. You feel a growing tension and anger. These situations can throw you off balance. But there is a way to deal with these situations: emotional stability, which can be cultivated through Zen practices in Buddhism. Zen emphasizes maintaining the balance of the mind and emotions regardless of external circumstances. As Buddha said, peace comes from within, do not seek it without. This means that no matter how turbulent events around you are, your emotional stability remains your personal anchor. Number 7. Practice mindfulness. When faced with toxicity, we must focus on our inner strength instead of allowing others' negative emotions to influence us. Recognizing toxic behaviors in others is the first step to maintaining emotional stability. These individuals often criticize, manipulate, and humiliate, provoking negative emotions in us. Learn to identify these patterns and understand that their goal is to provoke negative reactions in you. They want to bring you down to their energy level because your high vibrations don't resonate with theirs, causing them to become aware of their own imperfections. What to do when you notice this behavior? Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is an effective technique that helps you maintain calm and emotional distance. Instead of reacting immediately, take a step back, breathe deeply, and observe your emotions without judgment. As the Dalai Lama says, mindfulness is the friend of those who walk through life with a pure heart. Scientists confirm the benefits of mindfulness practice. Research from the University of California shows that regular mindfulness practice reduces stress, improves concentration, and increases the sense of happiness. When we are aware of our emotions, we can better control our reactions, preventing toxic people from destabilizing us. If we don't consciously respond, we risk becoming toxic ourselves. Over time, our relationships may suffer and we may experience emotional burnout. Emotional stability doesn't mean ignoring problems, but rather being able to handle them calmly and balanced. In summary, emotional stability is key to dealing with toxic people. The practice of mindfulness and understanding Buddhist teachings can help protect our inner peace. The next time you find yourself in a difficult situation, remember that you are the architect of your peace. Number 8. Energy intelligence. Imagine you're having a great day with friends, when suddenly someone joins the group, and their negative attitude ruins the whole atmosphere. This person introduces tension and discomfort, which can be difficult to handle. These moments test our energy intelligence. Energy intelligence is the ability to consciously manage our energy to protect ourselves from negative influences. How do you recognize if someone is draining your energy? These people often complain constantly, criticize, provoke conflicts, or manipulate emotions. If you notice that being around someone leaves you feeling tired, stressed, or discouraged, it's a sign that you need to pay attention to your energy protection. What to do when you identify this behavior? First, don't react emotionally right away. Instead, try to understand where that negative energy is coming from. In these moments, practice breathing techniques, meditation, or take a moment to reflect. Sometimes the best solution is to limit contact or remove yourself from the situation. Studies show that chronic stress caused by toxic relationships can lead to health problems such as hypertension, depression, or anxiety. Psychologists like Dr. Susan Krauss-Whitborn emphasize that setting healthy boundaries and being aware of our own needs is key to maintaining well-being. If we don't respond and allow others' negative energy to affect us, we can lose our inner peace and balance, which can deteriorate our quality of life and harm our relationships. Therefore, it is important to recognize toxic behaviors and actively protect your energy. Energy intelligence not only involves self-control, but also the ability to manage and adjust our energy to maintain emotional stability and well-being. Number 9, focus on your goals. Imagine you're starting a new project, learning a new skill, or pursuing the body shape you've always dreamed of. You feel confident and motivated. Suddenly, people or situations appear that dampen your enthusiasm, like a heavy cloud blocking the sun. When faced with toxic people, remember that we cannot change others immediately, but we can change how we react to their annoying behaviors. Buddhism teaches us to focus on mindfulness and inner peace. Imagine meditating during a storm. The storm doesn't stop, but it allows you to find calm within yourself. This is a metaphor for the resilience we need. When faced with skepticism, don't waste energy trying to convince others of your point of view. Instead, give importance to your own path towards enlightenment. Smile, nod, and keep moving forward. In conclusion, focusing on your goals means staying firm in your aspirations despite distractions and obstacles you may encounter along the way. Don't let others' negativity derail your attention or dim your light. Use energy intelligence to protect your well-being and direct your energy toward what truly matters. As you move forward on your path, remember that inner balance and determination are your best allies in achieving your goals and maintaining peace in your life. Your goals are more important than others' negative opinions. Give attention to your objectives, enjoy the process, and let negativity become just a background whisper. You are the sole navigator of your own path. Number 10. Seeking support. Imagine encountering someone who causes frustration at every turn. The presence of such people is like a heavy storm cloud, and your attempts to remain calm only deepen the anger and frustration. This is a true test of patience and inner balance. Seeking support in such moments is not a sign of weakness, but of wisdom. Like a candle dispelling darkness, talking to someone who understands us can illuminate new paths. These people give us strength by reminding us of our own inner strength. Imagine a mentor offering valuable advice. That kind of support helps navigate the toxic waters with grace. By observing the situation from a distance, we see it from a broader perspective. It's like zooming out on the map to find alternative routes. Seeking support gives us the space to reflect and choose our reactions according to our values. Remember your encounters with difficult people. How have you handled them? Did you try to face them alone, or did you seek support? In Buddhism, it is important to know when and how to use the wisdom of others to walk the path of life more easily. By seeking support, we manage toxic people better while also protecting our inner peace. Number 10. Controlling negative self-talk. Do you remember meeting someone who ruined each of your joys, like a stone thrown into a calm lake? We all know this type of person. The way we talk to ourselves in those situations can be either our strength or our weakness. Imagine your mind as a library and each thought as a book. Positive thoughts are masterpieces, carefully selected to enrich your collection, while negative ones are unwanted volumes that merely fill the shelves. Although we can't always avoid toxic people, Buddhist wisdom comes into play here. As Buddha said, you cannot stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. It's crucial to keep your inner dialogue under control. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask yourself, "How can I strengthen myself through this experience?" This approach develops resilience, empathy, and courage. Emotional detachment is also helpful here. Imagine negative comments as arrows. If your self-esteem is the shield, the arrows cannot hurt you. These arrows can only harm you if you allow them to. Reflect on how many times you let negativity influence your inner dialogue. Controlling this doesn't mean building walls, but understanding your worth and power. Controlling your inner dialogue is the ability to decide exactly what you let into your mind. Your peace is the most important thing, and toxic people don't deserve a place in your life. Controlling negative self-talk helps maintain calm and balance, regardless of external circumstances. Number 11. Focus. Imagine you're in an office where you have to collaborate daily with a colleague who constantly complains, criticizes, and questions your ideas. You feel like you're walking on a tightrope suspended high above the ground, taking each step carefully because any slip could lead to a fall, just as each reaction could spark conflict with your co-worker. The air around you is charged with negative energy. In such situations, it's crucial to adopt a solution-oriented approach based on Zen principles. This way, you transform toxic interactions into opportunities for personal development and emotional growth, rather than getting frustrated again. As Thich Nhat Hanh said, you cannot live fully in the present if you are too focused on negativity. When you approach toxic people from the perspective of Zen teachings, you begin to see each interaction as an opportunity to practice patience, empathy, and calm. Noticing toxic behavior in someone requires attention, a key element in Buddhism. You can recognize these behaviors by their negative patterns, such as constant complaints, emotional manipulation, or lack of respect. Once you identify these traits, it's important not to react immediately or impulsively. Instead, take a deep breath and give yourself a moment to reflect on your response. Practicing mindfulness will help you understand that others' toxic behavior does not reflect your worth, but is a reflection of their own internal struggles. A solution-oriented approach based on Zen teachings not only avoids the traps of negativity, but also allows you to actively shape a life filled with peace, resilience, and dignity. Remember, the presence of toxic people may be beyond your control, but how you respond to them is entirely in your hands. By incorporating Buddhist principles into your daily interactions, you can transform every difficult situation into an opportunity for emotional and spiritual growth. In the grand scheme of the universe, what defines us is not the obstacles we encounter, but how we face them. In summary, the ability to recognize false kindness is crucial for maintaining healthy and authentic relationships. The practice of mindfulness, understanding body language, and awareness of manipulative techniques will allow you to protect your emotions from toxicity and build more authentic relationships. The next time you feel something is off, trust your intuition and remember that not every extended hand deserves a handshake. Be persistent because the path ahead is yours and yours alone. Remember that your peace is your temple. Protect it with care and wisdom. At the end, as always, I have a question for you. What steps can you take today to better recognize toxic people and avoid false kindness in your relationships? What mindfulness practices will you incorporate into your daily life to protect your inner peace and emotional balance? Share your thoughts below in the comments section. Your experiences and ideas may inspire and connect with others. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe, activating notifications so you won't miss out on our teachings. If you've made it to the end of our journey, write the phrase, "I walk consciously through my life," in the comments. Until next time, my dear friends.